there's a little twist to these word problems. Usually they say you have so much off or whatever, and it's pretty straightforward, but these are not so straightforward. First one was more straightforward. It says you sign up for a Target card, credit card, and you get 15% off everything you buy for one day. And that's what they do. You would have spent $534 if you had not had the discount. Okay, since you get 15% off, what do you pay?
You pay.
Okay,
We're talking money.
money.
Okay, money.
Nicole, put your phone away, please.
Money. Learn about.
Well, you get 15% off. What percent do you pay then?
Oh.
Well, if you paid full, 85. If you pay full price, Luke, it's 100%. Don't need your iPads. And you're going to save 15%. So what you're going to pay is 85%. Well, if I go to the store and they say it's 30% off, what am I paying? If I get 30% off, Kate, what am I paying then? 70%. So if something I want to buy is regular price $20, I don't take 30 times $20 and subtract from 20. That's too much work. I just take 70% of 20. So that's just multiplying by 7. So if I have a $20 item and I save 30%, I'll pay only $14. Okay, this first part is straightforward. How much money are you going to save? You take, and you guys, oh, I'll get your calculators, but what percent do I save? I save 15% times $534. Well, you want to use a calculator.
Or
Uh,
how much does it cost?
500.
53.4 would be 10%, so then you just take.
Yeah, you could do that too. So Matt had a great trick. I do that for, well, not just for now, going up to 20%. You okay? You got one. Here, you need one?
I would like one. I have one.
I see.
Don't worry.
Okay, so you guys, you should be writing this down. I should see for A, 85%. Put your phone away, please. Nope, that's the lesson. I made up the problems because I wanted something somewhat relevant.
Oh.
And Target is very relevant. Oh, okay. No. Okay. So you should be writing this down. So I give you a hard copy. You should write down. You save. You pay 85%. Guys, I shouldn't have to tell you that you're supposed to write this down. You should know that by now. Okay, Matt. What did that multiplier give you?
I didn't know. So I mean, here.
Now, I don't know how to use a percent key.
Oh, I got it.
So I just changed 15% to 0.15. You should be multiplying that.
80.1.
So what is that? How much you're saving? You're going to say you saved 80.1. How many dollars is that? It's $80. And how many cents?
50.
What's 0.1? How many cents?
One.
No,
10 cents. These are
10 cents. Those are the notes, the yellow. Okay, so there's two ways to answer C. How much do you pay? I could take the $80.10 and subtract from the original price of $534, or I could have just taken 85.85 times 534. So how much am I going to save? I'd rather do the subtraction. This is 90. Chris, this is 3. And 13, that's 5. $453.90. Guys, if you're going to have your conversation, there's the door. $453. Yes, you should go out through it.
Oh.
Okay. Then I changed up the question. And that's what they're going to be like in your homework. For question number 1, you spent $534. What was the original price? And how much did you save? Well, so you want to figure out what you took 15% of. So what I would do is say, let X equal the original price. And most of these problems can be done without any algebra. And you are actually going to pay 85% of that. I don't want to do it the other way with the 15%, so it's 0.85%. Well, actually, let me write it. So it's 85% of the original price is equal to $534. It's not 85% of 534. They're saying, I don't know what the original price is, but this is what I actually paid. I want to find out what the original price was so I can find out how much money I saved. But at calls, they tell you how much money you saved.
Yeah.
Which is really nice. So it's 0.85, because not everybody does, equals 534.
I like that.
Maybe. How do you solve that equation? Matt? Well, you don't have to answer.
I do.
How do you solve this equation, Matt?
I was taught in the early age.
Matt, how do you solve that equation?
35.
Kate, how do you solve the equation? Lexi?
It's 80.1.
No. It says 85 of an unknown equals 534. We divide by 0.85. So you should do that. What do you get, Matt? You got to take...
80.1.
No. Chris, can you help him out? You just got to put that on your calculator. Not hard.
Got it. Got it.
Shut.
No,
Chris is doing.
I got it.
I'll wait.
Hurry up.
Joey, it's still in your ear.
0.85.
Still in your ear, Joey.
6.
Wait, actually.
0.235. Well, guess what? We can't have half of a penny. So we have to round it what way? We round it up because it's a 5. So it's 20 what? 4. Okay, Jen's question.
No. Joey was
Guys, get that down and focus here. I won't be talking that long if you let me get through the lesson. Okay. Matt, I don't want to hear you again. How much did you save? Well, you could take the 628, 24, and subtract off what you paid, 534. Then I don't need a calculator, because that's easy to do. That's 24, that's 4, that's 12 minus 3 is 9. $94.24. It's kind of nice if you save $94. Buy something else with that. Okay, so maybe you're talking about getting clothes for going off to college or whatever your college supplies are. Cost you a lot. Okay, when you do these problems, Joey, read the problem and read it again because you need to know what the question is. Write down all the numbers and what they represent. Clearly label them. If you use a variable, define your variable. Like I said, X is the original price. Read and reread the question. Most of the time you're being asked something different from what you think is being asked. Nicole, put your phone away, please. Joey, yes. Write an equation if you need to. Solve your equation, but what most importantly here is answer the question. Okay, let's do 2 more problems. These are actually easier. And by the way, I gave you some hints. If you save 10%, then you pay 90%. Do you know why that's true? I already went through it. What if you pay, save, 30%, what do you pay? Jens, what do you pay if I save 30%?
I don't know if you save 30%.
What will I pay then? I'm gonna save 30%, so I'll pay 70%. You subtract from 100. 100% minus the 10% gives you 90%. Okay, Chris? You're all the way up here. Now, when using your percents, and you may have some questions on this, remember, you were looking at a ratio of part to whole. And so that's what you're going to do with your ratios. Okay, Joey, you need to settle down. Okay. Now, I'm sorry, I wasn't thinking when I did this problem, but Minnetonka's men's basketball team is awesome, outstanding. If they got 75 shots, well, they missed 20 baskets out of 75. What percentage of shots did they make? Well, how many shots did they get then? If they missed 20 baskets out of 75,
6%.
how many? No. See, that's what I'm talking about, reading the question. You missed 20 baskets. What percentage of shots did they make? How many baskets did you get? What'd you say? 55. Well, what percent is that? That's 55 out of 75. Well, 55 would be more like pro basketball, I guess. That'd be 110 points, not including free throws. How do you change any number to a percent? Joey? Yeah, put those away. Guys, we don't have time for that. You can do it outside of class. Multiply by what?
100.
Not 100. 100 what? Percent. Okay, guys, tell me what the percentage is. And who plays basketball? Howard, you play basketball? Well, let's see what that percentage is. Is that reasonable?
It's 73%.
73 point what? Okay, it's repeating. You should include the repeat. Is that reasonable for a team to get 73% of their shots? I think it is. Or is that too high? It's pretty good, right? Okay. If you got 73.3%, what percentage did you miss? You subtract these. Now that's a repeat. Does anybody know what the repeat's going to be on this one? Joey?
It's going to be...
It's 100.0, and this is 0.33. This is going to be 6 repeating. This 0.6, this is 1/3, is 0.3, and 0.6 repeating is 2/3. I add 1/3 and 2/3, I get the whole. Okay, so what do I get here? Matt, what do I get? This is a 9. 9 minus 3 is 6. This is a 9, because you had to borrow, and that's it. 26.6%. Well, 0.3 repeating is 1/3. 0.6 repeating is 2/3. Otherwise, you could actually put in all the decimals, fill up the whole calculator screen, and you could do that. Okay, last question. Who drinks coffee here?
I drink hot chocolate.
Okay, change to hot chocolate for you. I don't like coffee particularly. I'll drink 1 cup, that's about it.
Black beer. Actually, like dirt.
Well, I do, don't you? Didn't you all taste dirt at some point in your life?
You all should taste dirt at some point.
Some point in your life, I believe you did. Okay, sand is even worse because it's gritty.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, here's the question. Okay, guys. Okay, guys. You love coffee. Caribou has a deal that gets you 50 cents off a large coffee, which they're selling for $3.29. Coffee at these places is not cheap. And if you multiply that out and you have a cup of coffee every day at $3.29, you're spending close to $100. I don't know about you, but I don't have $100 just to spend like that.
We grow coffee.
Now, Starbucks, not to be outdone, because they're the competitor, they're going to offer you 20% off a large coffee, which is priced at $3.55. Matt, which is the better deal? Starbucks or Caribou? Why? No, we're assuming you. It says, assuming you like coffee from both companies. Now, yeah, Caribou you can't get in a lot of other states. Okay, so what are we gonna do? We're gonna take the price. How much are you gonna pay for Caribou? You're gonna subtract off what? 50 cents, right? Jams?
What?
What are we gonna get? You got a calculator if you can't do it by hand.
Oh, I can do it by hand. Give me a minute.
Guys, I'll find out how much the coffee's gonna cost you at Caribou. You have $2.50 in your pocket. Do you have enough?
77. Joey, I'm trying to.
No. What's 9 take away 0? 9.
279.
Okay, so if you had $2.50 in your pocket, you don't have enough. And we could really throw it in there and say, don't forget the tax. But we're not going to do tax. Okay, now Starbucks gives you 20% off. So if you get 20% off, what do you pay? If you save 20%, what do you pay? You save 20% from 100%.
80%.
You pay 80%. So I want 80% of 355. And this is what you would do is you would write this out like this on your paper. That's 0.8 times 355. What's 80% of 355? Now that I probably would want a calculator. Oh, it's not that hard. Matt, what'd you get? Yeah, you're supposed to be doing these. What is it? What's 80% of 355? I don't know. You got a calculator. Why don't you put it in?
Hold up, got it. 0, 5.
Jens, you have it?
No, I was just $2.84 of that.
Ah,
2.84.
good. Which is the better buy? Caribou.
229.
Caribou is a better buy.
Yay.
Told you.
Okay? So these are the types of problems that you're going to have to do. A lot. Okay, number 2. A personal computer regularly sells for $2,350. Whoa, that's a little pricey. Have you not looked at computers lately? Got a computer you can buy for $300. Nice one. And it's on sale at 10% off. That's at Computer Center. Goodbye sells the same computer for $2,600. $2,600, but it's on sale at 1/5 off. Well, you can do it a couple ways. Which store is the computer less expensive? And by how much? What do you have to, now, if you are going to save 10%, how much are you going to pay? That's really what we want to look at. Matt, how much are we going to pay? How are we going to figure this out? You save 10%. So what do you pay?
So for
Max, put your iPad away. What are you going to pay? If you save 10%, this is a life skill here. You're going to pay what percent?
I got it.
90%. Don't need a calculator. So it's 90% of 2350. Well, that's what I asked you.
I was trying to figure out the actual.
What is 90% of 2350?
Now I will do that.
You should all do it. Make sure you can use your calculator right. I want 90% of 2350. Your calculator. So it's 0.9 times 2350.
You paid
No, it's not 200.
2,115 for the first one,
That's what this is?
and for the yep.
If you get 1/5 off, what do you pay? Do you want to change it to a percent first?
And for the second one, you'll pay 2,340.
How'd you get that?
I changed the decimal and then subtracted that from
What decimal? It's a fraction. Easier than that. What, do you want to change it to a percent? What's 1/5 as a percent?
20. Oh, I thought they were both 10%.
No. Oh, then this is wrong.
My bad.
Okay. No, that's the deal. They're going to give you 10% off. They're going to give you 20% off, but then you got to go back and look at the original price. Max. So what are you going to pay, Max? What percent? That's what my point. What are you going to pay? If you're going to save 20%, what will you pay? What percent? Joey, can you help him out? If you save 20, you pay what? Subtract it from 100, 80. So it's 80% of 2,600. What is that? 0.8 times 2,600. I don't know. You guys have to do it.
That one I did it wrong.
You got it, Jens?
No.
No.
I only have 1%.
Well, you don't need it right now.
I did get it right.
What is it? China? 2080?
I didn't know the way of doing it.
Which is the better buy? Jake? This one. How much? What's the difference there? You subtract them. So it's 2,115 minus 2,080 plus the tax. Don't forget the tax. So it'll be even more because we're almost at 8% on our tax. Okay, you okay with this?
Yes.
I will select 2 problems at random, and actually I don't select it. I let the computer do it. So, and it'll be different for the 2 classes.